Hi guys, my name is David and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be talking about my wrap up for February of 2022 and my overall experiences for it, or with it rather, was very mixed. In January I was very focused about what I wanted to actually read because the family dog was ill and I wanted to focus on reading small and manageable sized books. But after we found out that he was going to be okay, just a little bit of an update here, I suppose. They got all of his cancer out of his neck, and they said that it's very unlikely that he will return. And he has had his stitches out about 4 days ago now, so Jake is fine. So after I found that out, I thought, right, he's okay, full steam ahead, I'm going to plough through all these books. And with this came the sense of, I suppose, what all movie readers go through at one point, and that is being a bit of a scatterbrain and not knowing what you want to pick up. And even if you do pick up a book and you read 5 pages of it, you get bored of it and you put it down and you go into something else. That was my experience with reading in February. But with that said, I did manage to read a good amount of books. So I'm currently reading 2 things right now. I don't think that I will be able to finish them by the end of this month. So they will probably be bleeding into March, but only a little bit. I'll probably be finishing them in the first week or so of March, and they are Deadhead by Sean Hudson. I really fell in love with Sean Hudson's writing style after reading Erebus last year. I know that it's kind of a trashy horror to actually read, but with that said, it does actually have some really great characters, and it's actually written in such a great way. And I know that Sean talks about a lot of stuff that is taboo and is not mentioned at all within literature, even minutely. But I really enjoy reading his stuff. They're really easy to read, they're really entertaining. Yes, they are uncomfortable to actually read, but hey, that's what you got to do sometimes, I suppose. But yeah, I'm about halfway through with it, so I can't wait to finish that. And I'm currently reading Peel Back and See by Mike Thorne. It's a short story collection. I'm only 2 stories into it right now, but that will be bleeding into March. For my video review for it, I am thinking about doing a giveaway for it. So if you fancy winning a copy of a short story horror collection by an author that I really enjoy, that's not really well known, then just comment down below, tell me if you're interested or not, and I will take it under consideration when I do my video for it. So they are the things I'm currently reading right now. I did DNF a few things. These weren't necessarily bad, but I DNF'd them for different reasons. The first one was Slash's autobiography. I really enjoyed that book. I still fully intend to get back to it, but because it's a non-fiction book and I'm always reading fiction, it was kind of a shock to the system. I didn't know, it's not a linear storyline, so I didn't know how to process it and how to fit it in with my day-to-day reading. I'm not sure if I make sense. I'm not even understanding myself when I'm saying it. But I am planning to go back to it. It wasn't boring. I did enjoy it, but I had to put it down because I had to have a break from it. Next was The Name of the Winds. Now this, I tried my best with it, guys. I do plan to get back to it because it was picking up when I put it down, but it is really slow. Not a lot of things happen at the start of it, but I think that I was on the verge of it getting exciting and picking up, so I do plan to get back to Name of the Wind at some point. And the final thing that I DNF'd was Dead Boy's Game and the Broken Vowel. This is an author request book that I fully intend to get back to. after I finish with Mike Thorne's book, Peel Back and See. This is a fantasy historical fiction book, but based in Rome. I was about 75% through this book, and I couldn't remember or hardly remember any of the characters. So I remember the situations and the storyline, but the characters I couldn't really remember their names. So what I'm going to do, and I've told the author this as well, and he's completely understandable about it. I'm going to go back and reread it after Peel Back and See, and I'm going to make notes about the characters' names and some little notes about them so it clicks in my mind when I read them again or when they come up in the story. So that is the things I'm currently reading and the things I DNF'd. Now let's get to the things I actually read. And it was quite a bit. Not massive things, but still quite a bit. So the first thing that I read was, put them down, was a manga book called Kaiju No.8. Now this is a manga, this is a Japanese manga, and this is about a world where humans are fighting these big kaiju, which are these big massive monsters. And they are in a team which are specifically selected to actually fight these monsters that are attacking these villages and these cities and causing all this destruction. And our main character, which is a middle-aged guy in his 30s that is determined to be part of this task force, finds himself accidentally and without any reason whatsoever being turned into one of these massive monsters. But he is conscious about what he's doing while in this form, which that's him there. And he basically has the powers of a god, but as I said, he does have full control of his kaiju self. I really enjoyed this. This is the first volume. Not sure whether I will be getting any of the other volumes, not because this is boring, but because mangas, they get quite hefty with their volumes. So, but who knows. But I give this one a 5 stars out of 5. It was really enjoyable. Plus, let me know if you want me to do a video review on this, guys. I'm kind of on the fence whether I'm going to actually do this one or not. So, if you want me to do a video on Kaiju No.8, Volume 1, comment down below. Next I read was another tale rather, by Edgar Allan Poe, and that is the Balloon Hoax. I've edited a video for it. I'm not sure when I will be posting it because I've got to create a bunch of thumbnails. But this is about a group of guys that build, or scientists rather, that build this hot air balloon to sail from England to America, and it was published in a newspaper, and people thought that it was a real occurrence and something real that was actually happening in the news and in the world. But it was very boring and dull, not really my thing. I give it a 1.5 stars, the lowest rating I've given anything on my channel. It hasn't put me off reading Poe. I can't wait to read some more of his stuff. I wanted to read more of his stuff this month, but I only got to one thing. Next I read, which was, I was actually going to say probably, but this is definitely the best thing I actually read this month, and that is The Green Mile by Stephen King. This is excellent. If you've seen the movie, you're actually getting everything in the movie and more. There are more characters in this. The ending is different. The characters are brilliant. I really enjoyed this book immensely. This was an absolute joy to read, and I am going to be doing a video review on this. I've got several days off very soon, so I will be doing my video review on this, so look out for that. But obviously I give this a 5 stars out of 5. This was excellent. Next was one that I got in my Abominable Book Club box, as a blind mystery book. It's the first thing in the morning, guys, so please give me that. And this is Stumps by Mark Morris. I thought that this was a children's book when I looked at it, and that's because it is. It has big print. All the chapters are really, really short. I'm pretty sure I read this, I want to say 1, but I'm going to say 2 days. And this is light horror. This focuses around a couple that go to a secluded house. I'm pretty sure it's set in the mountains or the forest, but it doesn't really give you that vibe. It's more of a secluded urban neighborhood, and all these strange stumps are all around their house and they have no idea what they are. And we find out that they are connected to the previous owner, which wasn't very likable. And I'm thinking, guys, that they're only stumps. They're not going to hurt you. They're just standing in there doing bugger all. So, but yeah. But no, it was okay. It wasn't fantastic. I give it a 2 stars out of 5. Not the best, but it's a children's book, so yeah, it's not really my thing, but I read it because I got it for free and I wanted to read it. But I'm going to be passing this one on, so not planning to read any more from Mark Morris, not because he's a bad author. If I do find any more books from the Most Wanted series, whether I get them from my subscription box or I find them out and about and they are reasonably priced, I might pick them up. Next one was Fragments of Horror by Jinju Ito. This is a short story horror collection by the Master of Horror, or one of them anyway. And this is brilliant. I am going to be doing a video on this, so expect that to be very, very soon. This was fantastic, it really was. I don't want to go super in depth with it now because I'm going to do that in my video, but this was perfection. So I give it a 5 stars out of 5. Next was a graphic novel of The Evil Dead. Now this is pretty much a slightly watered down version of the first movie, but with some added scenes of the 4 teenagers in their personal life. It's very gory, it is very graphic. If you are very squeamish about violence, blood, gore, guts, anything extreme, then I would give this one a miss. But the artwork in it is absolutely phenomenal. It was a reprint. So that's that. They wanted to get it out for the mass audience, for more people to experience it. I really would like them to actually do a couple more for movies 2 and 3. So, but yeah, this was really, really good. I am going to be doing a video on this, so expect that to be on my channel at some point. But I rated this a 4 stars out of 5. And the last thing that I read was The Hellbound. Now this is a Korean manga. Now unlike a Japanese manga where you have to read it from the back, from right to left, you have to read it as a normal book, which is from left to right. Now this was an absolute pleasure. This artwork is phenomenal. It is unlike anything I have ever read manga-wise. The characters in it are so good, so in-depth. They go through so much pain and torture and personal character development. It is unreal. If you are in doubt of mangas are only for children and that's who they should only be read to or should only read them, then you are in massive denial. This was fantastic. This is about a notification that people get on their mobile devices that tell them an exact date and time that they are going to essentially die and be dragged to hell. And when their time is up, they find these three hellish figures or demons that suddenly appear and drag them to hell. They have extreme amounts of strength, speed, agility, and nothing can get in their way. I actually remember telling Chris from Chris Reviews about how I think that people think that mangas aren't considered reading, and I'm going to be doing a whole video review at some point addressing this about why reading mangas is considered reading, and I am going to be using this as an example. Just to give you a little taste about what's to come, this includes a man that struggles with the death of his wife. He goes in there and sees her deceased, murdered body, and how he's trying to struggle bringing up his teenage son, which as he grows up he confronts the man that killed his mother, and he has to try to overcome that situation. So that is very, very brief about one of the characters I actually liked in this book, but I will be going in depth with this book. I will be doing 2 videos on it, one which is a normal book review for it, and when I will be doing my why is mangas not considered reading, or something along them lines. I will be talking about this, but in a spoilery sense. But I'm not sure if I said, but I rated this a 4 stars out of 5. So that's it, guys. That is my wrap up for February for 2022. Sorry if it's gone on for too long. But yeah, with all that out of the way, have a great day, read some awesome books, and I will see you all in my next video.